about reading and what are some of the things to turn around the cycle?
Reading is important, but information does not replace psychosis. Black people are psychologically disturbed. You have to put us through a system of psychological restoration and rehabilitation, just like we was put through a system of psychological indoctrination and self-hatred. A process made the Negro. Not a classroom, but a process. It was school plus socialization. It was school plus dehumanization, not just schooling. You see that? So we have to be able to put ourselves through the same process. The problem is what? I can't force you to go through that. You're a grown man. How can I come to you and say, listen, you're about to do this for 365 days to get your mind back? I have no control over your life. Children, we can control them because they're under our responsibility. So I believe in what Frederick Douglass said, and that is it's better to raise strong children than to repair broken men. So for me and what I've learned in all these years of being in the field of psychology and education, I'm more focused on the children than I am on the adults, because something about the brain is like a computer. You get you a laptop and that laptop get a virus in it. Even if you get that virus out, it never works the same. The human mind is no different. The black consciousness is, once that Willie Lynch is there, once that white Jesus, once that white people look better than us, once that Africa is a monkey kingdom, once you put that in that mind, you can never be certain whether that virus is totally out or not. So for me, it's about taking the children who've never been processed and making them the African revolutionaries and freedom fighters that we need. And when we speak of revolutionary and freedom fighter, we're not speaking purely in the militaristic sense. When people hear that, they think, oh, you gun. No, intellectual freedom fighters, spiritual, political freedom fighter. We need economic freedom fighter. Forget the warfare. Sometimes the brothers are so quick, we got to fight. We do. But military conflict is the last stage of revolution. It's never the first. Because you got to have something to defend in order to fight for it.
I'm glad you brought up that point about violence and what we should defend. The first thing for us is to fight or want to fight. Yep. But we don't know. Yep. We got to know what you're fighting.
Well, I think we got the fight created and designed in us, but we got to understand how to focus the fight.
Yes.
And a lot of times when we talk about, even in neighborhoods, and I don't want to try to sound like, in the hood and the street, the first thing we want to do is want to fight.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But like, one, you don't know the law. Learn the law. Learn rules. How does this structure work? This order work? And then you can put your energy in fight. Something to fight, as opposed to I'm always gonna fix. Ain't wrong with being a protector or a defendant of your environment. But the energy, I feel like, should go into something. You got to know. We fight against stuff and we don't know what we're fighting against. We don't know the rules. You get mad at a football game and then you realize, oh, I didn't know that wasn't even a penalty. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't a foul, my bad. And you threw stuff across the room already.
But you also got to know, to add to that, we have to be very clear as African people in America. Even with the mastery of the rules, they can be rewritten behind your back.
That's true.
And not only that, even if you didn't break any, they can still fabricate charges against you. I remember an FBI agent came to me in California a couple of years ago, and she said, I'm a former agent, allegedly former, and she said, you need to know that you're being watched already. Former FBI, she said, you've already been profiled. And so I'm asking her, I said, okay, sis, what do you recommend that I do to make sure I don't fall into the trap? She said, there's nothing you can do. I said, what do you mean by that? She said, even if you squeaky clean, they control the media. They can create and fabricate a crime that you never even committed and make everybody believe you guilty. She said, all you can do is just do your best to protect your life. But at the end of the day, they are so much in control of this society, so well resourced and equipped, that although they would rather have something on you organically that is a honest criminal offense that you committed, they're not going to wait for it. If they need to get you now, they will make up a crime and put it on you. And they have the full benefit of the American media system to make it stick. So we got to recognize that when you do this work, just like all of our ancestors before us, nearly every one of them went to jail, nearly every one. You got to do this work understanding that a time may come when you will be put in jail for the rest of your life, Mamiya Abu Jamal, so forth and so on, for something you never did. The biggest thing is April 18th, I'm hosting the 50-state Black Parent Training Tour in Mississippi. We're going to go to every state in 2020. So on April the 18th, Saturday, April the 18th, that will be the one time that every Black person in Mississippi, parent or not, you don't have to be a parent, can come and be trained in the art of protecting our children. There's going to be 12 hours intense paperwork. It'll be like nothing you've ever been through. It's the most important training a Black parent can receive raising Black children. And for Mississippi State, it'll be held in Ocean Spring, Mississippi, Saturday, April the 18th, from 8 to 8 p.m., 12 hours intense, and they can register on my website, drumarjohnson.com. But I would say that as we go into this third decade of the 21st century, this first year after our 400 years, we got to look at our 5 major problems: miseducation, economic castration, gentrification, police genocide, mass incarceration. And our priority should be those 5 areas. You're not going to save the Black community if you don't do something about the schools. Build your own. You're not going to save the Black community if you don't do anything about the pathological unemployment and joblessness and the lack of access to wealth. Create your own economy. You're not going to do nothing unless we do something about police genocide. And the solution to police genocide, although nobody wants to talk about it, is Black men are going to have to stand up and challenge them. I believe, and I hate to say it, but knowing our history, I believe the only thing that's going to bring an end to police genocide is a cataclysmic clash between Black men and police. And we don't have to win the clash. We don't have to lose it, but we don't have to win the clash. Sometimes you fight not to win, but to get your respect back. And white men have lost their respect of Black men in this society, and we have to get it back. So we're going to have to arm and organize ourselves to protect our women, children, and elders. Okay, gentrification, we got to stop selling our properties to white folks. We got to stop letting them push us out of our communities. Okay, and your the mass incarceration and the access to wealth go hand in hand. But you can stop mass incarceration just by giving Black men access to employment and business opportunities so they don't have to break the law. Because the white man, if you notice, when he talks about mass incarceration, he never talks about employment. You never hear employment brought into the conversation. Even when you hear the NAACP or the Urban League or the Congressional Black Caucus talk about Black on Black crime, they approach it from the same narrative as white America. Lack of self-discipline, emotionally uncontrolled, defective DNA, ADHD. Let's talk about economics. Let's talk about the fact that in 1940, y'all decided to rename Irish white folks and rename Italians white and rename Jews white. And up until 1940, they were the gangbangers. They were the ones breaking the law. They were the ones selling the liquor, running the dope. They did exactly what the Black man is doing. But nobody said they were born that way. So in 1940, when y'all decided to make them officially white members of your race, you gave the Irish the police departments in the Black community. You gave the Italians the fire departments in the Black community. And you gave the European Jews the civil service municipal jobs in America's major inner cities that they still own to this very day. They got a stimulus package. We're not going to get no stimulus package from white folks because they have one goal for Black America, and that is extermination. And unfortunately, because of our own ignorance and need to be accepted and our infatuation with a Black Messiah complex, we let Barack Hussein Obama probably deal us the most vicious and devastating death blow to the life of Black America by allowing him the free reign of not being questioned or held accountable by any Black person or any Black organization for 8 years. That's almost a decade. And we allowed a Negro in the White House to go without no accountability to Black folks while he fought for every other so-called minority group. And so now with Obama out of office, he probably undid, with our help, because he didn't do it alone, Barack Obama probably undid at least 50 hard years of political, economic, and civil rights struggle for black folks. He undone that. He basically put us back to the 60s with our permission.
Because he did not
do anything of substance to empower black folks. There's something Obama did. Two things he did that no other president ever did to black folks. Only the Negro is responsible. He homosexualized our children. No matter what you say about all the previous 43 presidents, none of them had a campaign to homosexualize, effeminize, and transgenderize black boys. To the point where they would go to the school district and say that you got to let boys go to the girl bathroom if they feel like girls. And you got to let girls go to the boys' bathroom if they feel like boys. Who would do that? Donald Trump reversed it. I'm glad he did. But I'm embarrassed because you have a white racist who had to step in reverse a pathologically sick law that a black president signed into action. So that's the one thing he did. He's the only president ever to push homosexuality and transgenderism on the black community the way that he did it. And the second thing that he did is when Barack Obama became president, we were the priority minority in America. You follow me?
Right.
Don't get me wrong. We caught hell, but you could not, no matter who you were, you had to take a position on black folks, pro or con, but you had to give your position. Now you don't even have to give a position because we allowed him to elevate the Latino and the homosexual and the female and the immigrant to a status that is now more important to black folks. So for example, this coming presidential election, black folks really think they're going to be a topic of discussion. Now, don't get me wrong. You're going to get a couple little conversations because they still want that little black vote they can get. But you are not the priority minority. You know who these people catering to? Immigrants, Latinos, homosexuals, and women. Black people are last. You used to be first, but you let that Negro push you back. And what bothers me the most about it now is most of us don't even recognize what we did, although our grandkids will suffer from it. And then secondary to that is Michelle Obama is running around selling that book. And I don't know if y'all heard, but they said the way her book is selling, if it doesn't slow down, it'll be the #1 book in American history, second only to the Bible in sales. Michelle Obama's book is on a trajectory to be the highest selling book in American history. Obama's is not even out yet. Now, when his come out, he might break the Bible. White Jesus, now you got black Jesus. But anyway, my point is, y'all making money off the fact that y'all were black and in the White House. Both of you are attorneys, Ivy League trained attorneys. Why isn't Michelle and Obama putting together some sort of a task force on mass incarceration? Why aren't they using some of that money to do something about miseducation? Why aren't they doing some of that? Why can't y'all put together, open up a black bank and fund young black students who want to open up a business instead of going into debt through the college system? My point is, you got two lawyers who turned their back on black people for 8 years and put everybody in front of us. He wouldn't even do anything against police genocide. Barack Obama could have ordered a U.S. Department of Justice investigation into the systematic killings of unarmed, defenseless blacks. He didn't even do that. And I think that's part of the reason why his Attorney General, Eric Holder, resigned. I don't know this to be a fact, but I find it very interesting that he resigned right around the time of all these mass killings. And I think it is because he felt that the president wasn't doing enough to protect black life. But my point is, you made mistakes in office. You're no longer in office, and I don't see you doing anything to correct those mistakes, which means you're not sorry. Donate to FDMG.
Yes, sir.
Everybody.
Donate. Hey, and y'all know Cash App, so you can Cash App, and then you go to Facebook and do the same thing, because Facebook messages do the same thing as Cash App.
If they
Absolutely.
Google you, they can find that again. Right?
Yeah, on the website as well, drumarjohnson.com. And that's where you want to go to register for the April 18th Black Mississippi Know Your Rights National Black Training Tour. Make sure y'all in the building. April 18th. Looking forward to seeing all of Mississippi there.
Listen, don't be fooled by the fake Facebook pages either.
Yeah.
Go to the website.
Yeah, go to the website.
Go to the website.
Yeah.
All right. Thank y'all for joining us.
No problem.
Facebook at Good Twin Bad Twin Unleashed, and also on Instagram at Good Twin Bad Twin Unleashed. Now don't forget to watch our YouTube page and make sure you like and share our videos. Also go to our Facebook page, check out our t-shirt line. We have several wonderful t-shirts there that helps us to continue to provide good footage for you. Thank you.